As we're starting off our search component of our onboarding here, we're going to be starting with our company search. We find that the company search is probably the most widely used search within the program as of the time of this recording. That may change over time, but let's start with our company search. And we will see that each company search consumes a single credit per record returned. And it also says no credits are consumed if email addresses are not found. So if you find 100 results and only 90 of them have emails, you'll have only used 90 credits in that example. So in our company search, we're looking for a business type. We're looking for a niche, a vertical, a kind of company. So I might say I'm looking for a chiropractor as an example. So I'm looking for a particular type of business. And now we can say a location. The system works best at suburb level. So I'll cover that in just a few more moments. But if you're thinking of a particular location, you may want to start with a city, not a state. If you're starting with a country or a state, the system will not return great information. But if you start with a city and expand into the suburb side, we'll show you how that works. So let's say, for example, that I'm looking for a chiropractor and I'd like to start in Chicago. When you type the name, you'll be able to choose from the list and making sure that we choose the right location there. So now we get to say, when I run these leads, which list am I adding them to? And you'll remember in our last video, I said you can create a list as you go. But since we already created one, I can just choose that one and we can add these leads to it. Now, our search type, our optional field here is using Google. So if your search is to be found in our Google listing of different business types, you might find slightly more accurate results. But if your business type doesn't appear in the list, it's absolutely fine. There's no issues there whatsoever. So for our demonstration, we're looking for chiropractors in Chicago. We're adding them to a list. Let's go. And what will happen is a single credit will be used for each result that's found, but only if they have email addresses connected to them. So we can see as our starting point that we have 20 results that have been added to the list. You might say, hang on, there's more records than that in the location that I searched for. You can add more to this search by simply scrolling all the way to the bottom and clicking on where it says load more. So I can continue to load and load and load different results for our program here. And you can see that our results are very, very tightly packed around that center suburb that we chose at the beginning, which was the city name in this case. Now, as we want to perhaps find even more results than this, we can use the map to very easily move around and continue to grow this list. So now we have credits that have been consumed. And what I want to do is select on the map, and you'll see that my blue dot appears. And I can now move this blue dot out to different areas, run my search again, and we'll add those additional results onto my system here. And again, I can click on load more. I can keep adding this to the list, so I can move my my marker here. I can again run my search. I can keep adding and adding and adding. Now, you might get to the point where you're saying, okay, I'm seeing a lot of duplicate results here. I might need to go a bit wider. I might need to move my marker that way. So you can control how narrow or how broad the search is that you want to go with any of our searches within the Leads program. Okay, so once we've got a good starting point with our list, you're looking through saying, great, I can again load more in my existing location if I want to, but all of these have been added to the list. And what's happening in the background is all of the data is being enriched. And we do have a video later in the onboarding that shows some of this detailed data, but what we're going to see is as we click go to the list, we're now going to see those results all being enriched. So I can start to see social media information. I can start to see those emails as they're popping through. I can start to see what kinds of web technology we can find, whether they're running on WordPress or they've got Google Analytics installed. I can see a employee count, reputation, and I can start to now see all of the different information about these businesses. So we'll be able to keep adding these to the list. We're able to see these results as they're coming through, and we'll cover into more details each of these different areas. But our company search in our beginning starts with finding a niche or a vertical, looking in a specific location and adding those leads to the list, letting the system enrich that data, and we'll cover more on that data and things you can do with it in a video coming up very soon. So that's our company search. We're looking for niches, verticals, types of companies, and we're able to use the geographical targeting to get those results and really build those results in our system there.